Hey guys, it's Tim, and this is Wrestling Unlimited. As well, today was the WWE Crown Jewel Premium Live event. I thought the show was good. I wouldn't say it was pretty good or anything, but I would say it was good. Thought it could have been better. I don't know. There was just something about it, and maybe I do have to preface this right off the bat. I do have to say this before we get even going. This is how I watched the show today. I'm going to not lie. I watched it on my phone at my daughter's soccer game and my son's championship football game. I had somebody else do the notes for me, so I'm reading my buddy Drew's notes because I was unable to take notes while also watching on my phone and somewhat half-assed tweeting about the show as well. So if I missed anything or I didn't get something right, I saw it differently on my phone, maybe on the small little screen out in the fucking blazing heat. It was hot as shit today. So I do apologize for that if I do fumble a little during this during this podcast review. But overall, I don't know. And again, like I said, maybe it's because I was watching on the phone. I felt like the show could have been better, but at the same time, I liked a lot of the matches. Now, I will say, Io versus Bianca was probably the lesser of all the matches for me. I felt like that match, they were off a bit. But I don't know. I can't say it's the worst because the Bayley interaction and all that was good. Kyrie coming back and being with Io and all that, that was good. And the story they told with Io and Bayley and that. So, and I know the five-way was the five-way, but we'll get into it. We'll talk about it all. Overall, I thought it was a good show, though. The whole show had a good big fight feel. Everything did. It felt like a big, important, major pro wrestling event. So I will say that. Crowd was hot throughout the entire show. That's another good positive. So, yeah, a lot to talk about here as we talk about the 8-match card from Crown Jewel that I actually saw a match on the Kickoff show and everything. But with that, I want to say thank you for joining me here. Twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. Remember, if you are watching live on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways. You can help us out by hitting that donate button down below or by donating Twitch bits in the live chat. Also, remember, you can subscribe to the channel here on Twitch one of two different ways. You can either subscribe with a tiered subscription or you can subscribe with Amazon Prime, because if you have Amazon Prime, then you have Prime Gaming. Prime Gaming gives you a lot of cool things like free games, free stuff for games, and you always get one free subscription to any Twitch channel you want to subscribe to throughout the month. And I'd greatly appreciate it if you did right here, Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Also, remember, head over to YouTube, hit that join button, and become a channel member. I do plan in 2024 to have more channel member exclusive early access and Patreon content coming out as well. Finally, head over to the Epic Game Store. Head over to the Epic Game Store and buy something. My button's not working here, so let's just do it that way. Whether you're buying a new game, whether you're buying an old game, whether you're claiming a free game or getting bucks for Rocket League, Fortnite, or Fall Guys, use this code right here, PWU Unlimited at checkout, and you will be supporting us at no extra cost. Remember, Fortnite just started their new OG season yesterday. You may want to get in on that. You need some V-Bucks. Again, use code PWU and LIMITED. Also, claim the free game. Turned Up Boy commits tax evasion. Don't know what that is, but hey, gonna check that out soon. I do have it downloaded and installed. Use this code right here for anything on the Epic Games or any Epic Game Store purchases, whether that's on your PlayStation, your Xbox, your Nintendo Switch, your mobile device, or your PC. With that, let's refresh this really fast. For some reason, that does not want to work, so we're just going to do it manually. With that, we got a lot to talk about, starting with the Kickoff show. Now, I didn't pay attention to the Kickoff show itself and what Megan Morant, Rosenberg, and the other guy from The Bump, that I always forget his name. I think he's from The Bump. Maybe he's not from The Bump. I don't remember. I don't watch The Bump. But I didn't pay attention to them, but I did watch the pre-show match with Sami Zayn and JD McDonough. This match was good. I really enjoyed it. Simple, effective pre-show match to hype up the crowd and get them ready for the main card. After some early back and forth action, Zayn went for a monkey flip into the ropes. McDonough didn't go all the way and landed on the ropes awkwardly. Zayn teased a blue thunder bomb, but McDonough bailed onto the apron where he was able to cut Zayn off. McDonough then developed a very nasty-looking bruise on his abdomen. Not sure where that came from, as he was cut off in the corner by Zayn. McDonough came back with a jawbreaker and went for a superplex, but Zayn fought out of it. But McDonough then connected with a drop kick, and Zayn was coming off the ropes. This looked rough, like rough in a good way. Not like, oh, the spot was missed or anything. No, the way he drop kicked Sammy and Sammy took that bump looked really, really good. Also want to say thank you to Esports Gaming Rules 316, who subscribed on Twitch with a tier 1 subscription. We'll get to your comment when we get to that match, Esports, but I did want to shout out your what's it called? Your subscription. Thank you so much for that. Zayn again gets drop kicked out of midair. Like I said, it looked rough because of the bump he took. It was a nasty looking bump, but on purpose. Zayn did come McDonough then got a 2 off of it. Zayn came back with a big lariat. McDonough made a brief comeback and connected with at one point, Spanish fly. So is that his thing? So we've seen in the Seth match, he did a great Spanish fly, just standing, running the ropes, Spanish fly. He did one here with Sammy. Was that his move? Because it looked good with Seth, and it looked really good here with Sammy as well. McDonough made a brief comeback, but Zayn connected with an exploder into the turnbuckle. Then hit a blue thunder bomb and picked up the victory. Sammy gets the win, and there we go. Great little kickoff show match. I didn't get a time for this. Let me check the Wikipedia. Wikipedia usually has the times. Crown Jewel 2023. Because I swear this match was maybe 8 minutes at that. Almost 9. Or almost 10. It went 9:40. Okay, Wikipedia. Yeah, it felt like a sub 10-minute match, but it was exactly what we needed on the pre-show. 2 really good performers. And again, JD McDonough's really good in the ring. You look at him and you go, oh, he's just a smaller Finn Balor. But then he doesn't work like Finn. Like, yeah, they're both kind of high flyer type guys that are kind of grounded at the same time in this. But no, they both look really good. They both look good in this match. And yeah, is JD just now officially part of Judgment Day? Because he was out there helping. And on Raw, when he helped out at certain times, he got fist bumped by Damian Priest. So I think Damian's kind of just said, all right, you're in. Then the show kicks off with an excellent opening match. It's Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, the WWE World Heavyweight Championship on the line. Man, was this match great. It was just a classic WWE style main event type match that opened up the show. Had the great, oh my God, 2.9 near fall. Oh my God, 2.9 near fall. And here's something else I need to say about this dang show. I didn't count it once we got halfway through the show, but I was counting for a while. How many times has Michael Cole got to tell us, just so you know, this show sold out in 2 hours. This show sold out in less than 2 hours. God, he said that so many times. So many times. Since Saturday, I did mention the bruise on JD McDonough. I said he had a nasty bruise on his abdomen. Don't know where it came from, though. But yeah, Michael Cole was always, they had to tell us, this show sold out in 2 hours. This show sold out in 2 hours. Also, we're going to fast forward for a second. What is the WWE experience? Are they creating a physical Hall of Fame style building in Saudi? They said that this is a place where you're going to experience the WWE like never before. So is this the new version of the World in Times Square? WWF New York? I don't know. Minus the restaurant. Maybe there will be a restaurant. Who knows? But they got this January, they're opening up some sort of a WWE store, I guess, that wrestlers are going to frequently appear at. And this, I don't know. Let me see if anybody else has got any news on WWE experience Saudi. Let's see if anybody else has posted any like extra news about this. Because the way this sounds like, it's not just a one-time thing. They're opening a event center. I don't even know what to call it. This says, according to a report by Time Out Riyadh, the WWE experience will find its home in the recently named Boulevard Riyadh City. The location had previously hosted other immersive experiences, including the Nintendo experience and the Disney Castle experience, adding to the anticipation surrounding WWE's arrival. Well, Michael Cole mentioned during the program that he and Wade had the opportunity to tour the location. No footage of their visit was actually shown or of the actual inside of the building. Nonetheless, WWE fans in Riyadh have something exciting to look forward to in the near future as the WWE experience opens soon. So yeah, not really any details there. But I would assume you're going to go in there. You could buy WWE merch. I assume you can go in there and maybe play. Maybe they'll have like stations set up to play 2K. I don't know. I really don't fully know what this is going to be. But yeah, it's called WWE Experience, opening this January in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. So, cool. I'll give us one here in the States. Give us the world in Times Square again. WWF New York. I know that's now a Hard Rock Cafe, but remember when they used to like host the pre-show, pay-per-view pre-shows from there, or Sunday Night Heat would be hosted from there? It used to be cool. Anyways, Seth, Drew, loved this match. McIntyre started off with a bunch of momentum, taking Rollins down early. The two traded chops until McIntyre hit a suplex. Rollins hit a running knee coming off the apron, then went for a suicide dive, but McIntyre caught him in midair and connected with a belly-to-belly suplex. McIntyre continued to chop Rollins into the ring until Rollins started firing back with some of his own. McIntyre then hit a kick for a near fall. Rollins ended up being on the ropes, cutting off McIntyre. He landed back on his feet and connected with a kick to the head. Rollins then connected with a knee and launched off with rolling senton and a lionsault for a near fall. Rollins connected with the Falcon Arrow and went for a superplex, but as Rollins rolled through, McIntyre countered with a suplex of his own for a near fall. McIntyre then hit the Future Shock DDT and got another near fall off of it. Rollins started to make a slight comeback, hitting a suicide dive. McIntyre responded by ramming Rollins back first into the steel steps, with the announcers putting over how bad Rollins' back is, and that ain't gonna help it. McIntyre then gave Rollins a side slam onto the apron. Rollins at one point countered McIntyre and hit the pedigree for a near fall. He went for the stomp, but McIntyre escaped and hit another belly-to-belly suplex. McIntyre called for the Claymore, but Rollins countered with a super kick and then a stomp, but McIntyre still kicked out. Rollins then went for a Phoenix Splash, but McIntyre hit the Claymore and got a good 2.9 near fall. Rollins then came back, hitting yet another pedigree and a stomp to pick up the victory. So there we go. Seth Rollins does retain the title. Then, as basically Drew's like down on one knee, just so mad, so upset, so just dejected. Seth's in the ring, also down on one knee. His back's hurting him. He can't get up. Damian Priest comes out. Damian comes out, briefcase in hand, referee in tow. He goes over to Byron. Byron Saxton was doing the ring announcing here. Not the best. People liked it. I didn't. Nick didn't. Nick was like, what is this ring announcing? I'm like, it's Byron. He goes, what? Anyways, Byron trying to be Finkel. But, so he's going to cash in, and then he gets attacked by a man in a hoodie, who we then learn is Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn then steals the briefcase, and there we go. Sami said it on Monday. It's the last thing he does. He's going to thwart and stop the bloodline. Well, he stopped Damian Priest from cashing in. Now, it's not a failed cash-in, because they never officially did the cash-in. Byron never said, Damian Priest is cashing in his Money in the Bank contract. The ref never called for a bell or started anything. Before he could, as he was trying to cash in, Sami broke it all up. And Michael Cole on commentary noted, man, this would have been such a good time for Drew or Damian to cash in because Seth is hurt. But I don't feel like Seth was down and out kind of hurt. You know what I mean? But a dejected Drew McIntyre was seen sulking backstage following his loss. Rhea Ripley, with her belt in tow, was just like you should have had us help you. You should have had us help you. I don't know where this is going, but Sammy's got the briefcase. Also, not sure exactly where during this they announced it. I don't know if it's going to be in the notes or not. I haven't fully looked these over. But they did officially announce Survivor Series is going to be War Games. So it is Survivor Series War Games on November 25th from Chicago, Illinois. Now, I don't know Survivor Series tickets. I don't know if they've updated the seating chart on Ticketmaster. We can go look right now. Yeah, right now it's still set up on Ticketmaster with one ring, which is okay. But yeah, I don't know how they're going to adjust all that with seating and people buying seats for a one ring setup. That's the thing that's always gotten me. How are you going to sell seats for a one ring setup and then cram everybody in there? We'll see. They did it last year. As we move forward, we had the 5-way for the Women's World Championship. It was Rhea Ripley, Nia Jax, Raquel Rodriguez, Zoe Stark, Shayna Baszler. Good, but it was just, you two are in to do your spot. You two are in to do your spot. Hey, you three are in to do your spot. You two are in to do your spot. You three. And the others just waited in the wings. So, pinfalls were attempted early. Jax dragged Rodriguez out of the ring at one point. Baszler, with the help of Rodriguez, took out Jax with a suplex. Ripley and Jax went at it at one point, but Jax overpowered her and hit a leg drop for a near fall. Now remember that Nia overpowered Rhea. Also remember and keep in mind, Nia was the only person not involved with the finish. No, Zoe wasn't either, actually. Now that I think about it. Regardless, they kept Nia strong coming out of this match. So Baszler got in a double heel hook on Ripley and Rodriguez and attempted to choke out Jax, but Jax broke it up. No, Stark broke it up and scored a near fall on Baszler. Jax went to the top rope, but Ripley cut her off. It soon turned into superplex of doom spot. You see almost every big WWE multiplayer match or multi-person match. Ripley and Rodriguez covered and were knocked off the apron by Stark. Starks then did a springboard dive to the floor and connected with a missile drop kick on Ripley. She then hit the Z360, but Jax broke up the pin, kinda. They said Jax punted Zoe Stark in the jaw, but it really looked like she kicked her hand. I don't know. Maybe it was my phone being so small, but it looked like Nia just walked up like this. Step. Can't see it, but she's just like, here's Zoe's hand, and she's like, kicked the hand away, and then Zoe like lost the pin. And Michael Cole's like, oh. And Nia Jax breaks it up by punting Zoe Stark in the mouth or in the jaw. And I'm like, no, she didn't. Did I miss that on my phone? What? Anyways. At one point, Baszler laid out Zoe, tried to go for the bonsai drop, the annihilator, as they call it. But she was stopped by, she posed a little too long on the ropes. Zoe moves. In comes Raquel. Raquel hits her from the back, tries to hit her with the Tejana bomb. She's trying to hold on to the ropes, Nia that is. She finally hits the Tejana bomb, barely, goes for the pin. Ripley breaks it up. Rhea then, interestingly, grabs Raquel and struggles to hit her with a riptide. So she gets her up, hits the riptide barely, doesn't quite go for the pin yet. No, she hits the riptide on, maybe I'm thinking of a different spot. No, she struggles to get the riptide up. Right as she was about to drop her, Shayna grabs her from behind with the Karafuda clutch. That's what it was. So Shayna, a big old dummy, didn't even wait for her to take out Raquel, because Raquel's the one that broke up the Karafuda clutch. Dummy. You let her knock out the other girl, then you put her in your move, then you got no one standing there to break it up. Anyways, Karafuda clutch gets broken up. Ripley then goes after Stark, who was on the top rope. She gives her a big ol'... So this is interesting. So Rhea and Zoe are on the ropes. She's got Zoe up for the riptide. Raquel, I missed this, but Raquel somehow knocked out Shayna. She goes for the pin. 1, 2, off the top rope, comes down with the Riptide. So Zoe was involved with this. Comes down with the Riptide. She uses Zoe to break up the pin. Pushes Zoe one way, pushes Raquel the other way, jumps onto Shayna. 1, 2, 3. Rhea Ripley retains the belt. Nia just gone out of the picture. So they kept Nia strong with her not being involved in the finish at all. Raquel somehow knocked out Shayna. I didn't see that again, so I do apologize. Rhea then uses Zoe to stop the pin, knocking down or hurting, I guess you could say, Raquel. And she pins Shayna. So, yeah. There we go. There we go. Kid Vicious says, Byron Saxton used to ring announce in NXT back in 2012. Yeah, I know. But as Nick said, I'm going to read you Nick's comment. He wouldn't care if I read this comment. Hold on. Let me go to the DM he sent me. Because I thought he was trying to do his best think. But Nick actually said, hold on. He said, dude, who's doing the ring announcing? And then he said, where was that comment? Now I don't see it anymore. I don't see it anymore. Oh, I said, oh, it's Byron Saxton. He goes, that's Byron? He sounds like he smoked 12 Winstons before going out there. So, yeah, because he was doing the one fall. Like, he was trying to be Fink. And doing like the heavy breathing, announcing, and then he'd get into it. He'd be like, Seth Rollins. I'm like, pick a lane, guy. So, yeah, he was like half Fink, half Justin Roberts. And Justin Roberts does this too, where he gets really breathy and then really goes into it. So, I don't know. Just give me Mike frickin' Rome. He's really good. Give me Samantha Irving. Give me the Alicia girl from NXT. I just didn't like Byron. Like in the main event, he's like, Roman Reigns. And I'm like, huh? LA Knight. So I'm like, pick a lane, guy. Are you breathy guy or overhype? Like, come on. Pick a lane, Byron. Pick a lane. Anyways, moving forward. We had a match that I really liked. I thought was really good. Solo Sikoa taking on John Cena. I thought the match got a little repetitive at times, but it, did what it was supposed to do. It got Solo over in probably the biggest match he's ever had, the biggest singles match he's ever had. Some can argue he's had bigger matches with the Bloodline, like War Games or other of the tag matches and stuff. But as far as singles matches does go, this is his biggest one. Cena on a pay-per-view. Like, yeah, he's fought Cody one-on-one and some other stuff, but like, no. Cena on a pay-per-view when Cena's going to, I haven't won in over 2,000 days, 5 years. So, yeah. The whole early on here was John Cena was trying to demobilize the right arm of Solo Sikoa so he can't do the Simone Spike. Also, I got a question. Solo's thumb is every match just taped like this, so he can move all these fingers independently. He can't bend the thumb. Does eventually his thumb cramp up or get tired or just get I don't know if I can go out there for how long was this match? 16-minute match, and it was even longer like last year when they did like 40 minutes or whatever in War Games with my thumb just like this. Maybe I'm thinking too much into it and it doesn't really hurt or affect him or anything. But I was just thinking I might try it one day. Just tape my thumb to where I'm Solo and can't bend it, and it's just got to stick out for a good 20 minutes while I'm running around doing other things. I don't know. Because usually you move with your hands. You're like this, and you're doing things and whatnot. I don't know. Maybe it's not as bad as I'm thinking. Anyways, Cena started off brawling with Solo. Solo gained control early, and after a few minutes of in control, Solo tried to go for the spike, but Cena countered with an AA attempt that, Solo quickly got out of and hit a running hip attack in the corner. He hit a bunch of those. Solo went for the spike again, and Cena countered in an STFU. Sikoa escaped and regained control, hitting yet another hip attack in the corner. Cena eventually started to make a signature comeback, hitting the 5-knuckle shuffle. Sikoa dodged an AA and hit a Samoan drop. Also, at one point, Cena had Solo at ringside, and he smashed the arm and hand down on the steel steps. Then they got to the other side of the ringside, smashed the arm down on the steel steps. Sikoa hit the Samoan drop and went for the near fall, like I stated. Cena then made a comeback with a crossbody off the top rope. Yes, 40-something-year-old John Cena doing more high-flying moves now than he's ever done. He had a near fall off of it. Sikoa then went for the spike again, but Cena cut him off and hit a choke slam. Yes, you heard me right, folks. I'm not lying. If I'm lying, I'm dying. Cena choke slammed Solo Sikoa. What the shit? There's another attempt at an AA, but Sikoa this time hit a spinning Solo. Another spike attempt that Cena countered into an STFU yet again. Solo made it to the ropes and finally hit Cena with a spike. Then another, then another, then another. Solo then grabbed Cena from the ground and just started going and just started spiking him and just started spiking him. Before finally Cena was just dead in the water. He pinned him 1, 2, 3, and there we go. Also, Solo all by himself. Didn't have no backup, no nothing. No Heyman, no Jimmy, no. Solo all by himself. So you got to respect that one. That Solo went into this match with Cena, not even with the wise man at his side. No. All by himself. Doesn't move on. Cena got to his feet after Solo had already left. Solo walked up the ramp and was jaw-jacking or whatever, and then finally walks out. Cena slowly gets to his feet. Everybody in this building is standing, cheering, clapping for John Cena. Cena walks up the ramp, turns around at one point, just looks around. Crowd's going, Cena, Cena, and then he leaves. As far as we know, unless anything has changed, this was originally supposed to be Cena's final date on his current run. We don't know if this is Cena's swan song and he put over Solo on his way out of this current run. I don't know. Also, it was on the pre-show. I did hear this. I don't know if this is anything. Probably not. But Rosenberg was like, Cena needs this win if he wants to stick around. Cena needs this win if he wants more WrestleMania moments in the future. So, I don't know what that means, Karen. Curvin? Cappin? What does that mean? I'm not hip with that new kid lingo. I'm not sure what no lie you cappin means. You may need to dumb that down in redneck white terms for me. What does cappin mean? And then a laughing emoji. I don't know what cappin means. No lie you cappin. Okay. Again, I'm just a little redneck boy from the mountains of California. I don't know any of that cool new hip street slang lingo. Lingo. Yeah, no. I'm not even gonna read that. Not telling the truth. What truth? Not telling what truth. I'm just telling you what happened on the show. Anyways, we then got Miz TV, sorta. This was more for the live crowd than anything. Cappin is lie too. Okay. So what am I lying about? Does California have beaches? California got more beaches than anywhere, bud. California's got more beaches than anywhere. I'm from like the only redneck mountain area of California. Like the true, you would think we lived in the South. That's how redneck mountain. If you ever heard of Yosemite National Forest, I'm from 30 minutes south. It's the most redneck place in all of California. Most country backwoods you could find, probably. Anyways, yeah, I don't know what I'm lying about. You said I'm lying. What am I lying about? Anyways, Miz comes out. This is more for the live crowd because they had some, I guess he's a comedian. in Saudi Arabia. I'm going to butcher his name. Ibrahim Al Hajjaj? I don't even know. But yeah, they said he's funny. They said he's cool. They said he's a great entertainer. And he comes out for Miz TV. They also said he had the highest grossing movie in Saudi Arabia. Again, I don't know who the guy is. Michael called him one of the greatest actors in the Middle East. Cool. Before anything can happen, out would come Grayson Waller. Waller quickly interrupted and put down Miz and Miz TV. Put over Grayson Waller effect and was like, get those stupid director chairs out of the ring, get some plants and some signs, and then we're going to get a real talk show going. Waller told Hajjaj, or whatever you say it, Hajjaj, I don't know, the actor, to get out of his ring. Waller then attacked the actor and kicked him out of the ring. Miz would then attack Waller. On the apron, Hajjaj connected with a kick, and Miz laid out Waller with a skull-crushing finale. Hajjaj then hit the people's elbow, a purely just segment for the live crowd. Like, this was not for anybody else but the live crowd, because most people probably didn't know who the guy was. Yeah. You just offended the kingdom pronouncing the name. Hey, I said right before, I don't know what his name is. I already said it before. I don't know what his name is and how to say it, so I said it how it's spelled. Hajjaj. Hajjaj? Hajjaj? I don't know. How do you say it? Someone can spell it phonetically for me? I don't freaking know. So then we move into Logan Paul versus Rey Mysterio with the U.S. title on the line. I felt like this match started slow, but then eventually did get going. And not like, oh, they're starting slow on purpose and then building. No, it just started slow for some reason. And then eventually they were just like, all right, let's go. Also forgot to mention, excuse me, Seth and Drew went 18 minutes and 20 seconds. The women's 5-way went 11 minutes and 5 seconds. Solo and Cena went 16 minutes and 10 seconds. And then this match, the U.S. title match, went 17 minutes and 55 seconds. Such some early back and forth action. Paul took down Mysterio and held him on the ground. Paul connected with a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. Mysterio dodged a charge into the corner and hit a suicide dive to the floor. Back in the ring, Paul managed to connect with a buckshot lariat and got a near fall off of it. Paul missed a right hand and walked into a Mysterio crossface. Paul then, like, it's more like a tilt-a-whirl Mysterio crossface. He's like tilt-a-whirl him down and then pulls him down, gets the arm, and then right into the crossface. Paul made it to the ropes. Mysterio went for a moonsault, but Paul barely managed to catch Mysterio before slamming him down. Michael Cole tried to make this sound like it was the most impressive thing ever. He's like, oh my God, we need to watch this replay 20 times. We need to see it again. We need to see it again. He caught Rey out of midair and slammed him. It was whatever. Paul then hit a cool-looking follow-away slam moonsault. We've seen him do this before. This is always so impressive. He's got him in a follow-away slam position, but instead of throwing him over for the follow-away slam, he throws him and does a moonsault, and then boom, like John Morrison used to do back in the day with ladders. He'd do this with a ladder. He'd hold the ladder, do the moonsault, and then crash onto people. One point, Mysterio did have the gain the advantage and tried to go for a 619, but Paul grabbed him right as he went for the kick. Paul lifted Mysterio on his shoulders. Looked like he was going to go for like an avalanche electric chair. Mysterio countered and hit a sunset flip bomb. This followed with a code red. Suddenly, someone from Logan's entourage, they still haven't told us who this guy is, the same guy that gave him the brass knucks last time, gave him the brass knucks this time. Paul then got posted by Mysterio as Paul's entourage member attempted to give Paul the knucks back when he dropped them. Then Santos Escobar would emerge and chase the guy away. Paul referred to the entourage member as that jerk Jason. And again, they ran into the crowd, not to be seen again. Escobar, however, had left the knucks on the apron. He had looked at it at one point, chased the guy, but never actually grabbed him. Paul then saw him, grabbed him. As Rey went for the 619, he hit it. But then when he came down with a little splash or whatever, Paul punched him out of midair, brass knucks and all, pinned him 1, 2, 3. New United States champion. So there we go. Logan Paul is your new United States champion. I don't hate it. That's what I predicted. That's what I thought was going to happen. Cool. I like it. Cheated. He's a heel. Whatever. I thought the match itself eventually was really good. It did. Again, like I said, it took a little minute or two to get going. But once it got going, it got good. Really good. These two worked well together after the first minute or two. Then two that I felt like didn't work all that great together were Io and Bianca. First off, it felt like this match was heavily planned out. Just the way that they were positioning themselves for spots was like, all right, I know what's coming next. So I got to get into this spot. Oh, I'm too, like there was one spot where Io ran at Bianca. Bianca went to kick her. Io stops to grab the leg of Bianca, but she stops like a foot, like just one step back. So like she's got to reach out to grab the leg because Bianca was too far back. They were out of a couple spots like that where it felt like it was overplanned, and then they were thinking too much of what's coming next. Where do I have to be? What spot is the next spot? So Belair started things off hot, attacking Sky around the ring and hitting a vertical suplex for a near fall. Sky cut her off and began working on Belair's knee, which had been injured in storyline. Belair hit a series of suplexes and Sky cut her off. After putting Belair in a leg lock, Sky went for a senton, but Belair dodged it. Belair then hit multiple body slams and hit a knee to the gut. Sky regained control briefly, but Belair cut her off with a suplex. Bayley then emerged on the apron, and Belair missed a dive, and Sky got a near fall. Sky was then like, "What are you doing out here, Bayley?" And Bayley's like, "I'm just watching. I'm just here to watch. I'm not going to get involved, I promise." Yeah, okay. So Sky's all kinds of upset that Bayley's even out there. Sky then used Belair's hair to attack her. She basically like put her in the ropes, wrapped the hair around the ropes, held it, and was like kneeing her in the face. Eventually, she falls to the floor. Io goes to the top, hits the moonsault. Belair then managed to cut off Sky with the glam slam at one point, and Bayley kept repeatedly trying to get involved, even though she just told Io she wasn't. At one point, Sky accidentally took out Bayley at ringside with a dive. The finish of the match then had Belair in control when suddenly out of nowhere, Kairi Sane would make her big return, attacking Bianca Belair. The referee teased counting out Belair as he didn't see any of this, or she didn't see any of this. It was Jessica Carr. She didn't see any of this. She was dealing with Io. Belair barely makes it in at 9. She was then laid out with a moonsault by Io and got the win. Io gets the victory. Io gets the big win. So there we go. Io retains the title. Then after the match, Sky and Sane repeatedly attack Belair. Basically, they knock her down. Sky holds her down. Sane hits the insane elbow. There we go. Bayley's at ringside just like, what am I watching? And Michael Cole lets us know, hey, don't forget, the last time we saw Kairi Sane in WWE was 2020. And she was beaten so badly that she was, by Bayley of all people, that she was beaten out of the WWE. Like she was beaten down. She was rammed into a big bay door. She was beat to shit by Bayley. And yeah. So now there's going to be tension here. I see people online, oh, they're adding Kairi to damage control. They're adding Kairi. I don't think that's what this is. I don't think this is them adding Kairi to damage control. I think this is now Io having to choose sides. Kairi or Dakota and Bayley? Damage control or her old friend from Japan? Who does she choose? I think that's what it's going to be. Bayley's going to want Io, but then Io's going to be like, but I got Kairi. And maybe she even tries to put Kairi into damage control, and Bayley's like, no. And then she's like, well, I like Kairi, and I like you guys, and what do I do? So I think this is actually going to be a very interesting storyline of which way does Io go? Who does she choose? And eventually, maybe does she just get Kairi in damage control? But I don't think that's the end game. I still think the end game is, and I could be wrong based off this damn finish, but I still think the end game could be the Io babyface turn. Yet, her and Kairi beating down Bianca afterwards was not a babyface at all. And that match itself did go 16 and a half minutes. Well, 16 minutes and 35 seconds, technically. Next match we did have was actually kind of a shorter match. It went 11 minutes and 5 seconds. It was Cody Rhodes and Damian Priest. Match was fine. It was exactly what I expected. Two guys out there hitting their big moves, getting the super close finishes or pins and whatnot, near falls, and going from there. So Rhodes started off hot. Priest managed to cut him off at ringside, though, at one point. Rhodes floated over Priest, but landed on his injured neck, or injured ankle. I don't know why I said neck. This allowed Priest to get the advantage. Rhodes came back with a disaster kick. They made their way to the announce table, where Priest managed to lay out Rhodes with a reckoning. Back in the ring, Rhodes fired back up with consecutive crossroads. This then led to Finn Balor and JD McDonough coming out to cause a distraction. Balor distracted the referee as JD laid out Rhodes just long enough for Priest to hit the South of Heaven chokeslam. Dominic would then come sauntering down the aisle, just taking his sweet old time, chair in hand, and as he gets right to the bottom of the ramp, boom! Jay lays him out with a got-dang super kick. All of a sudden, Finn comes flying off the stairs. Boom! Super kick from Jey Uso. So Dominic's gone. Well, knocked out. Finn's knocked down. What's going to happen? Rhodes then makes a comeback. He hits a Cody cutter from the top rope. Basically jumps off the top, down, boom, hits Damian. Rhodes then hits 3 consecutive crossroads. And there we go. Cody Rhodes picks up the victory. And Michael Cole, I think it's Cole, maybe it was Wade. One of them was like, well, no, it was Cole. He goes, well, Cody Rhodes with a big victory here. What chapter are we in now? And then this leads to our main event. I think, and I want to know what you guys are think in the live chat, whether that's on Twitch or YouTube. I think this match was better than I expected. They played to LA Knight's strengths, and this was more of a get beat down, get beat down, get beat down, make a comeback. Get beat down, get beat down, make a comeback, almost win, beat down, comeback. Oh, you got screwed. So, Knight started things off strong with punches. For some reason, the stream went down for a second. I don't know what happened. Everything crashed on me. Should be back up. I know we're back up on Twitch. Refresh really fast. We're back. We're back. We're back. So, he hits the BFT. Jimmy then puts his foot on the ropes, slides back down so the ref doesn't see him, and the ref all of a sudden goes, his foot's on the ropes. I've never fully liked that spot because it's like, if the ref sees the foot on the rope all of a sudden, why didn't he see the guy put the foot on the rope? Like, whatever. It's whatever. The Knight then attacks Jimmy and eventually starts slamming his face on the table. Roman comes over, starts slamming his face on the table, but then Reigns spears Knight on the outside through the barricade. He then took him back into the ring, hit him with one more spear, and pinned him to retain the WWE Undisputed Universal Heavyweight Championship. Roman's still your champion. And Michael Cole made it very obvious that Roman's holding this title for a while longer because he said Roman Reigns passing Bruno Sammartino's second reign of like 1,200 days, I think. Let me look this up really fast. Basically, he said that Roman is going to beat Hulk Hogan's record of how long Hogan held the belt for and Bruno's second reign. Because if we go here, Wikipedia, list of champions. Let's see. So Hogan held the belt for, hold on. I don't see. Can we go? Oh, I can just do it this way. So I gotta do a little more digging here. So Bruno's second reign as champion. Because Bruno's first reign, 2,803 days. Yeah, Roman ain't breaking that unless he's gonna hold that title for Alexa. How many years is 2,803 days? 7 years and 8 months. I doubt Roman holds the belt that long. But Bruno's second reign was 1,237 days, which Roman's about to beat, I think. Excuse me. Hulk Hogan, 1,474 days. Roman's current reign is... What the shit? 500 days. What are you doing, Wikipedia? 580 days. What? No. No 580 days. Oh, I know why Wikipedia is doing it like that. I have to go to Universal. He's been the Universal Champion. He's been the WWE Champion for 580 days. But the Universal Champion for 1,157 days. So he's going to beat Bruno's second reign. And I'm pretty sure they want him to be... Okay. When is WrestleMania next year? WrestleMania 40. Alexa, how many days is it from August 20th, 2020 to April 6th, 2024? Oh. So, if Cody beats Roman at Mania next year, he does not beat Hogan. Huh. Only 1,300 days from when he won the belt to Mania next year. So if Cody beats him at Mania next year, Roman does not beat Hogan's reign of 1,400 days, 1,400 and change. So we'll see how that all does go. But that is everything that did take place. WWE Crown Jewel. Overall, a good show, I would say. Now that I'm rethinking it and recapping it and stuff, I liked it better than I thought. Again, I watched it on my phone while at a soccer game, while at a football game. So, yeah. But now that I'm going back over it and thinking and stuff, I did like it more than I thought. And also, the main event did go 20 minutes and 5 seconds. Did forget to do the Twitch poll, though. I do apologize. But we have the other polls. Because remember, you know what I thought of the show. Now it's time to hear what you guys thought of tonight's show or today's show or whatever you want to call it. So let's refresh all those polls really fast. Let's go over here as far as the polls do go. As far as the Twitter X poll does go. %60 liked the show, 23% thought it was just all right, and 15% didn't like it. Looking at the YouTube community poll, 61% liked the show, 27% thought it was just all right, and 12% didn't like it. So basically the same. Looking at some of the comments here. Person says, I like some of it tonight's show. Person says, I don't know if anyone else is getting tired of Roman Reigns' record-setting championship reign. This storyline is getting stale. I have felt that. When Roman won, I go, oh, he's still the champion. Oh. Like, I didn't think LA Knight was going to beat him. No. But it's just like, what's next? Who's next? Huh? Kevin Owens? AJ Styles, maybe? He's just going to beat them. This person says 10 out of 10. This person says, I like this. This person says 7 out of 10. I'm not going to read that. And this person says, Crown Jewel ended a predictable and dreadful pay-per-view in 2023. I don't know about that. I wouldn't call it. It was predictable, yes, for the most part, but I wouldn't call it dreadful. And finally, the YouTube live poll. 59% liked the show, 30% thought it was just all right, and 11% didn't like it. With that, guys, I want to say thank you for joining me here. Twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, or if you're listening on podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. With that, guys, have a great rest of your Saturday. Have a great weekend. We'll see you back here Monday. Have a good one.